This episode is part of a series entitled A Shero's Journey. Every good story has a hero, or a Shero in this case, and every hero and Shero faces a similar set of challenges. Every few weeks, I'm going to introduce you to an incredible woman, a real woman, just like yourself, who has overcome real challenges to create a wonderful, fulfilling life. My hope for this series is to not only empower you, but to encourage you to trust in yourself and to know that no matter what you face, you can come through it happier and bolder and brighter than you ever thought possible because you are stronger and more capable than you realize. So pop in those earbuds, my friend, and let's go.
Let's go!
Welcome to the Great Girlfriend's Guide to Life podcast. This is Amy Blair Lawson, your host. I have a special guest today, Maraya Brown. Maraya is a Yale and functional medicine trained women's health expert. She runs the Women's Vibrancy Code and is a podcaster, retreat host, and facilitator. She's a wife and a mom and a keynote speaker and a founder who left her Fortune 500 corporate career to serve women. She deeply appreciates and respects food as medicine and mindset matters. She helps ambitious women build legacy without burnout by helping them fine-tune their hormones, nervous system, libido, and mindset. She's a mom of 3 young children, 13 and younger, and a wife to an amazing man with heart. And she has a bunch of puppies right now, too. Her work online brings her 25 years of experience supporting women together in one place to co-create deep transformation, hormonal health, consistent stamina, and undeniable confidence and libido. Maraya has managed women's health in federally funded clinics and functional medicine private practices and has been a part of international health endeavors in Nicaragua, Ghana, and Haiti. Today, she works online as a women's health and empowerment expert. She has caught hundreds of babies and now midwives women through chapters of change. She has served thousands of women across multiple continents and is the founder of the Women's Vibrancy Code. So welcome, Maraya.
Drum roll, please.
I know, right? I know. I
Yes,
said a lot.
Well, and it's so true. Like, what do you mean she's caught hundreds of babies? And what do you mean she midwives women through chapters of change? Because we're accustomed to hearing she's delivered babies.
You're
I'm
right.
like, no. I'm not going to take a woman's power away. I didn't deliver that baby. I was there to catch it.
I love it.
I midwife women through chapters of change because for me, midwifery is about we're birthing into the new version of us.
Oh, I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hi, Amy. Nice to see you.
Hey, thank you. Nice to see you too. Maraya and I met. We have a mentor, Kathleen Cameron. We met through one of her programs at Diamond Academy. And I loved her story from the first time we were on a Zoom call. And I knew I had to have her on here because everyone needs to hear your message, Maraya.
Yay. And of course, I'm going to have you on my podcast too. So we're doing a swap.
We're doing a swap. Thank you so much. So you didn't start out doing all these grand things. You're doing grand things. So tell us where you started.
How far back?
Far back as you want to tell us.
Okay. Childhood was very unconventional.
Okay. Tell us.
Parents separated before I was born. Dad was married 4 times by the time I was 18. Mom married 3. Every religion you can imagine, probably part of my childhood. I learned self-reliance. I learned anything is possible.
Okay.
I learned an entrepreneurial spirit.
Okay.
And there was a foundation of some old belief patterns that probably did not serve me around love being withheld or conditional.
Okay.
Around people leaving and abandonment.
Okay.
And so, of course, all of that painted the tapestry, so to speak. And I'm grateful for it. And some of it I choose to release and try on new beliefs. Some of it I choose to keep and know that it has made me the woman that I am and helped me along the success and the compassion and the way that I serve.
Okay. Love it. At some point in your life, you felt called to take on a major challenge or to pursue this path you're on. Let's go there. So Can you describe that moment when you said, here you go, tell us.
Yeah. There's 3 moments.
Okay.
Moment number 1, I was in Fortune 50, early 20s, corporate career, thought I'd get my MBA and ended up in Cincinnati, Ohio. I was in business suits and stilettos and airplanes and a corporate Amex. And my best friend from high school asked me to be at her birth. We lived in LA.
Okay.
I was like, of course I'll be there at your birth. And she had a hospital birth and I held her right leg.
Wow, you were
And
right there.
I was there. And I remember tears just streaming down my cheeks. And I didn't even know where it was all coming from. It was reverence. It was overwhelm. It was home. It was all of it. And then there was a moment where her mom left, the OBGYN left, her husband was out of the room, the nurse was out of the room, and it was just her and I. And she said, come here. She said, I've known you since you were 12. She said, the only voice I heard was yours and the only touch I felt was yours. I think this is what you're meant to do.
Oh my God, I'm getting emotional over here.
And I said, I feel the same way. At that point in my life, I was not someone that cried very easily, but it was so moving. And so fast forward, at that point, I was in pharmaceutical sales. I was running the national internship program for Procter and Gamble. And I did a trip down to Peru and hiked the Inca Trail up to Machu Picchu. I did the 4-day hike and it was on day 3. I was meeting all these people that were traveling for months at a time and living out their life's purpose and their passion. And I was laughing, the kind of laughter where my stomach muscles hurt. And I didn't even remember why I started laughing. And I decided, I said, this is it. I went back, took night classes to get my GRE, quit my job, applied to grad schools, booked a 1-year around the world trip with miles that I had accrued through my corporate job and decided. And it's actually when I was volunteering with midwives in Ghana that I got the acceptance letter from Yale and ended up at Yale University to become a certified nurse midwife. So I went to their nurse practitioner program.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
So you just answered my next question. I was going to ask you, did you hesitate once you got that nudge? But you did not. You went straight into it.
I went straight in. No, I mean, there's the logistical behind the
Well, that's what
scenes.
I mean,
I'd gotten my doula certification and I was volunteering at the Hollywood Birthing Center and UCLA Santa Monica Labor and Delivery Unit. I was taking steps to make sure outside of my regular working hours. And I had attended some births with the rich and famous movie stars that I can't give their names or else it's just there with home birth midwives. And it just was never enough.
Okay.
So that was moment number 1.
Okay.
It changed everything. The thing is I was the person that would get the intuitive hit and jump, right? Go, quit the job. Everybody's like, what do you mean? You're not vested. You've got a healthy 6-figure job. You're on track. I was like top 10% of the nation. It was like, no, if I stick with this, my soul will wilt. It might not make sense, but it's a calling.
Yeah.
And then my last rotation at Yale, I set up at the hospital on the Big Island of Hawaii, and I was there. And to make a long story short, met my husband on a Sunday. We spoke on the phone on that Monday. We went on our first date on Wednesday, and he proposed that night.
Oh, wow.
And that was January of 2007.
Yeah.
So you can tell I'm okay with taking leaps.
I'll say you are. Yeah.
When it's a full body knowing.
Okay.
And so then fast forward to 2011, we had gotten married. We were pregnant with our first baby. We were living in Hawaii. We lived in Hawaii for 8 years, but there was a 3-month position in Juneau, Alaska, where midwives there had said, come work here for a little bit and we'll pay you for your move and work at this birthing center. So my husband and I are like, let's go to Juneau, Alaska. And so we went to Southern Oregon, bought a car. We were driving the Alcan Highway up, and I was 13 weeks pregnant, camping in the middle of nowhere, Canada, and ended up miscarrying.
Oh, no. Oh, I wasn't ready to hear that. I'm so sorry. Wow. Okay.
Right? Thunk. The disbelief, the rug getting pulled out from under us, I I just wanted hot water. We drove and drove, and he found a hotel that was willing to rent it to us by the hour just because of our scenario. And I remember just being in the bathtub, watching the streams of blood and just like praying, I'll do anything, and pushing that little baby out. And then we had to hurry and catch our boat from, what was it, Skagway to Juneau with our baby in the cooler. And then we arrive in Juneau, and they're like, I'm so sorry. That job that we promised you, we actually don't have for you. And the 10,000 we were going to reimburse you for your move, sorry, we're not going to give it to you. And so we literally found ourselves jobless, homeless, uninsured, with $10,000 debt, and our dog,
Yeah.
and a dead baby.
I was going to say, yeah, and a baby you just lost. Oh my gosh.
And our house in Hawaii was rented out. So that was the first time that my ability to leave kind of shifted. I questioned myself. Here I am. I'm a midwife. Did I miss the cues? Did I do something wrong? Deep grief. And for years, I held back. So then it was the next 7 years where I watched myself still do big things, but kind of play it small, kind of play it safe. And then in 2018, when I launched the Women's Vibrancy Code, my online business, that was the next leap.
Okay.
And it was really scary because at that point, I now had 3 young children,
Okay.
a home, a big desire, the intuitive nudge and knowing that it was needed, but it was really scary.
What were you telling yourself about yourself, sitting there feeling scared like that?
Yeah. I think at that point, the fearful parts of me were stuck in all the who am I stories. Who am I to desire? Who am I to ask someone for money? Who am I to think that someone's going to want to hire me? Who am I to try to figure out how to build an online business? Who am I to think that I can actually build time and geographic freedom? Who am I? I mean, and I remember my coach at that point, months in, he said, Maraya, when we first started working together, it was kind of like you were kind of twigs with no leaves.
Oh.
And it wasn't a judgmental, but it was true.
Yeah, it's like the Charlie Brown Christmas tree. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of lack. There was a lot of fear mixed with desire. And so it was a real leap of faith and a deep desire to have big impact.
Nice. Yeah.
And, my first month, we did, 10K, and my first year was $100,000 year, and it just kept growing and kept growing. And I dug in to addressing my fears,
Okay.
and going back to the faith and trust in the spectacular on the other side.
Okay.
And then my branches built leaves and blossoms and bore fruit.
Oh.
And the crazy thing
Yeah.
is, one of the first women that hired me, once I turned the program into a full year-long program with a team of master coaches and all the lab testing and like really the comprehensive thing that it is today. One of the first women that hired me happened to live in the town where I miscarried.
Oh, wow. What are the chances of that? I mean, what are the chances of that?
What are the chances of that? And a year later, the midwife that had initially wanted to hire me in Juneau, Alaska, she enrolled in the same year-long program.
Wow.
We just go, who am I to get in my own way or make leaps that the rug's going to get pulled out from under me again? Or it's all part of the divine path. And it's offered me so much more compassion and empathy and perspective. Yeah. Anyway, I'm talking a lot.
No, it's wonderful. I have a question for you. So you clearly discovered your strengths along your journey. Were there any tools you discovered along the way? Did you go to therapy? Did you hire a coach? You mentioned a coach before. Did you journal? Tell us what you did.
I love hiring coaches.
In.
I always hire coaches. I've had so many coaches along the way. It's just so potent and powerful to be in the energy of she did, I did. someone that's there to hold up a mirror, someone who's there to believe in me and cheer me on. I love being in containers and communities with others that are visionaries, and we can brainstorm together and cheer one another on. And I mean, I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on coaching over the past 7 years. And yes, we also have a couples therapist. And yes, I journal. And yes, I practice what I preach. And yeah, I dream. And I take really fun trips with my family. And yeah.
You mentioned faith. Faith in what?
Well, just the energy of faith. Like I can jump up in the air and trust that gravity is going to pull me back down. I can take a deep breath and have faith that oxygen is going to come in.
Right.
I can turn the spout on my sink and know that water is going to come out. So it's that feeling. Can I invest in myself? Can I launch a business? Can I show up as a parent with my children? Can I vision cast and dig down inside to find the same feeling of faith that, of course, it's inevitable. Of course, it's going to happen. Of course, law of rhythm is in effect. Of course, divinity shows up. Like the visual that I had this morning in my meditation was I'm walking along the beach on the shore, you know, where the tide comes in, the tide comes out. There's this ebb and flow of the waves.
Yeah.
And I had the vision of I'm walking on that wet sand barefoot where the water's coming in and coming out. And you know how the water comes in and your feet will kind of dig deeper into the wet sand and then it goes back. And maybe it's just touching my feet. And maybe the next one is to my ankles. And maybe there's a big wave that gets all the way up to my knees, but it doesn't knock me over.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still walking forward. I'm still gazing at the sunset. I'm still listening to the waves and feeling the sand on my toes and taking in the fresh air. It's that. It's trusting that, like, law of rhythm isn't a fact. There's highs and there's lows and there's wealth and there's months where money feels constricted and there's months where my husband and I are totally in love and months where we're fighting and I'm worried we're going to get a divorce. You know, it's just the rhythm of it. But can I stay in faith? And my feeling of feeling centered and grounded and resting, knowing that the waves come in, the waves go out. Yeah.
But you're solid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Love
That
it.
I'm solid. If there's a high cash month, a low cash month, if there's a month where I'm feeling really inspired and traveling and a month where I'm at home more, or I'm feeling really deeply connected to my children and they're thriving, or there's a month where it feels like, oh shit, am I like a horrible parent and am I screwing my kids up? You know, just all of it.
Yeah,
My sleep is great. My sleep is poor. Like, you know, it's just always evolving.
Uh-huh. And you're solid no matter what.
I'm solid no matter what.
Yeah. So let's talk about your podcast, because I want to tell you the first one I listened to was one with Dr. Michelle. And I don't remember how many months ago now, but I was sitting in a carpool line and listening. And after that episode, I came home and I looked at every supplement I had. And I thought I was taking great things, Maraya. They're very expensive. I thought this is the best. This is the best. But that one episode changed the entire way I supplement, even down to my tooth powder. I don't use toothpaste anymore. I use Dr. Michelle's tooth powder. So, you know, I always say we leave our mark on the world, whether we intend to or not, right? So make sure you leave a good one. And I'm here to tell you, you left your mark on me just instantaneously. And now I'll tell everybody else, oh, you got to stop using toothpaste. You know, you need to use tooth powder. But yeah, so tell us about your podcast, or tell us what you want to tell us.
Yeah. Okay. So it's called the Women's Vibrancy Code podcast. And yeah, that episode was a powerful episode. It's called, her name is Living Well with Michelle. I don't know which episode that was, but I'm sure we can find it. So today, when we say that I midwife women through chapters of change, you know, I've been supporting women for 26 years now. And my focus is helping ambitious women that are going through perimenopause and menopause really find true vitality, true health, true vibrancy. And so, yeah, that's optimizing their hormones and their gut health and their adrenal well-being and their nervous system, but also their confidence and their vision casting and their beliefs and how they show up in community. So all of that is infused into the Women's Vibrancy Code podcast. And every other week, there is a guest episode.
Okay.
For that episode in particular, she's talking about dental health from a holistic lens. I'm always going to bring in the holistic lens. I'm always going to be speaking to the woman that says, I'm not going belly up to status quo. Fine is a 4-letter word in my world. I want spectacular. I want optimized. And I'm so grateful that you had that response to the episode because, yeah, I think many of the women that I work with, I say they're paying for very expensive urine.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. We buy all these supplements when really most of what we're getting through the supplements we could be getting through food. We're putting a huge extra workload on our liver, and most of it's not absorbed and we just pee it out.
Okay.
And so really to call out, wait a minute, the supplement industry is very profitable. There's an occasional supplement that can do us great benefit. But my preference, at least for the women that I work with, is it's always personalized. There's never going to be a cookie cutter protocol. I mean, I would say most women I'll probably recommend a vitamin D as in dog.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, there's not going to be just one. I prefer less is more.
Okay.
And we get to look at what is actually going in and out of your eyes, your mouth, and your heart.
Okay.
So our mouth, are we hydrating? What are we eating? What supplements are we taking in? What words are we speaking? Are we speaking our truth? Our eyes, sunlight, what's going in? What community? What are you paying attention to? What are you allowing out? Through what mind's eye are you choosing to see yourself in your world? Our heart, am I living my purpose? Do I wake up feeling turned on by the life that I live and who I'm being? And do I surround myself with communities and friends that really light my heart on fire?
Mm-hmm.
And am I setting really healthy, clear boundaries around people, even if they're coming from a family of origin?
Especially men.
Yeah.
For your family of origin.
Yeah. That don't fill our heart. So all of that is infused in everything that I do. The podcast, the YouTube channel, my programs. I just got a book deal with a large publishing company behind the scenes writing a book. I know, it's so fun.
That's awesome. Yay.
Yeah. So all of it.
You have to keep us posted on that.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so women come to you around the perimenopause time. Is that when they mostly come to you? I know when I went through it, I thought I had a brain tumor, Maraya. I didn't know what it was. No, not one woman in my family ever spoke about menopause ever. And I remember 42, I was sitting at my desk and suddenly I couldn't remember what I was supposed to be doing at my desk. And that kept happening, right? I gained 40 pounds. I went to the doctor and I said, I think I have a brain tumor. And she's like, what's happening? So I tell her all these symptoms and, she was trying not to laugh. And she's like, you don't have a brain tumor. It's called perimenopause. And of course, I made a really bad joke. I was like, menopause, at least a brain tumor is probably operable. Of course, I didn't mean that. Erase there to the big upstairs. But yeah, I really thought I had a brain tumor because I couldn't concentrate.
Mm-hmm.
You hear that often?
Yep. So for women that are listening, most of us don't know perimenopause starts as early as age 35.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah, there are a lot of symptoms that get dismissed. We go to a provider and often they say, oh, it's just part of aging, or here's a pill, but yeah, brain fog, very, very common. Sleep changes, painful shoulder and feet. Strange rashes, itchy ears, hot flashes, vaginal dryness, changes with anxiety, depression, irritability, weight changes. All of it can be part of this perimenopause journey, which can last as much as, 15 years.
Oh, my hair even changed. The
Yeah.
texture of my hair. And you can't, I have naturally curly hair. Of course, I've smoothed it out now, but even the texture of my hair got so dry, my
Yeah.
skin, my eyes,
Yeah.
everything got dry.
Yes. Yes.
I
Yes.
didn't even feel like myself anymore. I felt like I became a demon just like that. At the drop of a hat, I'd be like, don't talk to me like that.
What did you do? Did you end up adding supplements or did you go on hormone replacement therapy,
I did not.
adaptogens? What did
I
you
did
do?
not go on HRT, and this has been over 20 years ago too.
Yeah.
So science is not what it is now. And I'd read about HRT and didn't want to do it.
Hmm.
And I took supplements. I walked. I drank tons of water. I tried to meditate, but that's really hard in brain fog. But thankfully, in my case, it only lasted a couple of years, which sounds like a long time for someone who hasn't started it yet. But when I've met women who've been in it for 10 years, oh, so grateful. I will
Yeah.
say that now I like it because I go, oh, I'm not hot. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
not hot is my new measure of comfort. Not am I cold, but I'm not hot.
Yes. Right, when you're in a room with menopausal women, it is freezing.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm so glad it was only a couple years for you and you went through it pretty much with ease and on the other side. Amazing.
I did the whole night sweats thing, right?
Mhm,
That
mhm.
was terrible. I won't lie to anyone. That was terrible. But again, compared to other women, I had a very
Yeah.
smooth transition, and I'm grateful
Yeah.
for that. But
You know,
I went into it super healthy too, like physically
yeah.
healthy. I was
Yeah.
fit, and I think that probably helped me too.
And I love your story because I think, since I went online in 2018, it felt like it was a calling and so needed out in the world to have education around perimenopause and menopause. Fast forward, we're now recording this in 2026. There are amazing resources, books and podcasts and YouTube channels. There's so much education for women. My role has shifted. And I think sometimes there's a bit of a doomsday theme, like, ooh, you have menopause. Duh, 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 duh. We've
Sure.
got to fix you. You need hormone replacement therapy and buy our supplements or you're going to die. It's like, wait a
Yeah.
minute. Okay, this is a normal physiological process.
Yeah.
And I am not one of those people that thinks all women need to go on hormone replacement therapy or that it's something that has to be fixed, right? We get to go, all right, how am I doing? How am I feeling? And who's ever listening, I can promise you that there are amazing solutions out there that can feel simple and can feel streamlined. It can feel personalized. It can feel uplifting. All right. It might be hormone replacement therapy. It might not. It might be supplements. It might not. It might be, it's always going to include some inventory, like personal inventory and shift in who we be. Because
Mhm.
it's not just what we do, it's who we be as we do. I don't think we get out of that one.
I actually was in therapy at the same time, so I was able to go in there once a week and just rage against whatever I needed to rage against because the hormones are so
Yes.
crazy. God bless her,
Yes.
double, but
Right. And you didn't throw the dynamite, or maybe you did, but a lot of women I work with, they're like literally throwing dynamites into their life, quitting their jobs, getting
yeah,
divorces. I'm like, wait. Okay, maybe, but right now is not really the time. Just like it's a little bit of a recalibration time, like the caterpillars in the chrysalis has turned to goo.
yes,
Okay. There will be a butterfly on the other side.
yeah.
And first really check in, take the pause, allow for the personal inventory and clarity
Mhm.
before you throw in the dynamite.
Yeah, I did not do that, thank goodness. But I was single, but at the time I was dating someone, and he was so kind about it because he saw me struggling, and he was like, "You're still Amy," and I'd be like, "I don't feel like me anymore."
That quote, how many times I bet hundreds of times I've heard a woman say, I'm not myself anymore. I don't recognize myself in the mirror. Like, who is this version of me?
Yes, I remember looking in the mirror, and I'm 65 now, and it's like, okay, I remember going, okay, I still recognize my face, right? But I don't know who the hell the rest of it belongs to all of a sudden. That was so jarring to
Yeah.
gain that much weight so fast.
Yeah. Yeah.
No matter what I did, it was on me like cement. It felt like cement. Like,
Yeah. Do you think if you look at the version of you now on the other side,
yeah.
do you think you returned to recognizing yourself again, or do you think you evolved into the other side of really a different being altogether?
Oh,
That's a
yes, I'm a different being altogether.
yeah.
Yeah, because, but I attribute that to personal growth and development, spiritual development. I think
Yeah.
everywhere we go, we're there. You know what I mean? And so I have invested in myself for decades,
Mm-hmm.
and will continue to till I draw my last breath, because I
Yeah.
think we're always evolving. There's always something more, right? Not that where we're at isn't okay, because we are okay exactly where we are. But you know, the more you grow, the more you want to grow. The more you find out you can do, the more you want to find out what you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, it's invaluable. Like we can go buy a thing. I value experiences and I value investing in who I become.
Mm.
And so I invest heavily in that piece. It's interesting. A lot of business owners will come, even with Kathleen, when she first hired me, she was like, whoa, I'm accustomed to investing in business coaches and business development.
Yeah.
But it was a real reframe for her to hire someone that was supporting her health.
Oh, I can see where that would be different too for her. Yeah. Yeah.
And to go, if my focus is on identity, changing my beliefs, up leveling my vision casting, I think sometimes that's easy because we can look at a linear ROI. Like I'm investing in this to build a business and my business grows versus I'm investing in this to sleep better, have more energy, feel more stable, feel more grounded. It's a non-linear ROI, but I say it's the non-negotiable.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I hear you. You know, in my experience, coaches of any kind can be the most hesitant to ask for help, right? Because they think they should
Mm,
do it all, right? But once they
yeah.
realize, no, it's okay to say, I don't know that, and
Mhm.
hire somebody who can teach them what they want to know to help them evolve until they want to be, then they really are unstoppable at that point.
Yeah.
Sometimes they have a hard time getting over that hump.
And I think it's ironic because that was at the beginning. I said that there were three moments for me. One was the birth of my best friend, my best friend giving birth. The second was the miscarriage. The third was my own health crash.
Oh, okay. Share what you'd like to share.
And it was that moment where I was accustomed to having it all together and having all the answers.
Yeah.
And it didn't come naturally for me to ask for help
Mm-hmm.
or show that vulnerability. And I think I can give advice to my children, but when they experience it, they really learn it.
Okay.
And so for coaches to be able to really invest in themselves, sometimes they've got to feel the friction. In my scenario, I had just given birth to baby number 3, and I was running the women's health at a local practice. I was also the second midwife in a home birth practice. I had planned my 20-year class reunion and a family reunion with 44 family members, and also sold our house in Hawaii and moved to Oregon. And behind closed doors, I was exhausted.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you were.
My body hurt. I didn't want to be touched. I felt sad. I had strange little rashes showing up. But what did I do about it?
What did you do about it?
I did nothing.
Yep.
I
Yep.
did nothing. I was afraid that, if I go see these providers, they're referring their patients to me. They're going to think that I don't know what I'm talking. I mean, just bullshit. Excuse my French.
Oh, hey.
And then I had a naturopath come to the house to see my baby because she needed I wanted her to be checked. And the naturopath looked in my eyes and said, "How are you doing?" "I'm fine."
Mm.
And luckily for me, she saw through the lens and ordered more comprehensive labs.
Okay.
Come to find out, my thyroid and adrenals had crashed.
Oh, wow.
Now, my primary care provider a year earlier had done a thyroid ultrasound and labs, and everything was normal.
Mm.
But I got the opportunity to look at it through a different lens,
Okay.
to be honest with what was happening behind closed doors, to allow myself to receive the support. And in the process, I learned all new things. And I was introduced to functional medicine, started my functional medicine training, then ran the women's health at the local functional medicine practice, and then took this to an online practice where I incorporate all of that.
Oh,
So, of
wow.
course, I've got the medical training from Yale and the book knowledge,
Mhm.
but the experience of the miscarriage and the experience of my own health crash reframed, it changed how I support women to be able to go outside of like the cut and paste sick care model
Mm. Yeah.
and actually receive support, like real support.
Yeah. We need to be heard. We need to felt. We need to be seen. We need to be heard. I don't know how many times I went to the doctor, and I'll tell you one story. I stopped seeing male providers, right? Because number one, this is going to sound very crass, but they don't have a vagina. How in the hell do they know, right? They don't know. Number one. But I went to one. I had a plantar wart on the bottom of my foot. I knew what it was. I'd had one before. He told me it was a callus. I said, no, because I was running at the time. No, it's not. It's a plantar wart. No, it's not. He said, I'm the doctor. And I told him right that day, I said, I'm not going to see you anymore, because if I can't trust you to diagnose a plantar wart, how in the world am I going to trust you to diagnose something big and meaningful?
Yeah.
Well, you'd
Yeah.
have thought I called him a really bad name, but I never saw him again. I went to the woman in the practice after that. She listened to me all the time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
felt with her.
And they're doing the best with what they have and with the time constraints that they have. And especially if you're dealing with the insurance model, don't get me going.
Yeah, that's true.
It's why I built what I did. And I said it's a multidisciplinary team. Like it's a holding container for women where we're doing the functional medicine tests. We've got the dietitian, we've got the trauma release specialist, the sexologist, the mindset coach, me, retreats, group calls, one-on-one, a whole portal, like whatever a woman is wanting, her learning style, the complexity of all of her to go, we've got you.
Wow.
Like, let's allow you to really feel heard and seen
I love it. I
and
love it.
allow for the blossoming and the transformation to happen so that this chapter of life is actually optimized and fun. And then we can go out and have a bigger ripple effect on the world and go live spectacular lives and grow the businesses and have amazing sex lives and marriages and all the things.
Yeah, all the things.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
And it hasn't always been easy. I mean, I told you a couple stories, especially there's been stories of like, whoa, this is not easy. And yet at the same time it is.
Well, we're all touched by life, right? No matter how evolved you are, life gets in the way of the best laid plans. It's how we react to what happens that we can go down the rabbit hole of, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, or we can let ourselves feel it long enough to feel it. Because if you try not to feel it, it's just going to pop out in some other way that's not going to be good or healthy,
Yeah.
and then move through it. Yeah. So
Yeah. And to know that the tide comes in, it's going to go back out.
I love that visual of standing in the wet sand. Anybody's ever gone to the beach can see that, and they
Yeah.
have an experience. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's your ankle, sometimes it comes up to your knees, but it doesn't knock you down. See,
Doesn't knock me down.
you've already left another mark on me, Maraya.
Aw, yay. I'm so glad. Yeah,
So
because we did Modern Mentor together.
we did, and I
Yeah.
loved you on those calls, and I know no one can see you at this point, but you just glow. Every time you speak, you glow. And that was one of the first things I noticed about you. The first time you came
Mm.
on camera during the Zoom call, I was like, oh my God, she's glowing.
Aw, thank you.
Okay. So I have a question for you.
Mhm.
What advice would you give to a woman who is about to embark on her own heroic journey?
No permission needed.
No permission needed.
You get to be audacious.
Be audacious.
You get to have vision and dream that is unlike any of your community, your family of origin. There's no permission needed. Baby girl, you just get to leap. Find some faith.
I love it. I love it. So, Maraya, I guess I'll say listeners first. I'm going to have all of her contact information in the show notes, her podcast, her website, her email, or social media information. So
Yep.
I encourage you all to reach out to her and let her help you navigate this next chapter of life. Mariah,
Yeah.
thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to be with me today. And for my listeners, you are a force of nature.
Thank you.
And a force for good in the world.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So thank you so much. Hey, it's Amy. Did you know that what we tell ourselves about ourselves impacts every decision we make? Every decision. So if you're feeling stuck in any aspect of your life, RTT can help. Want to know more? Go to amyblairlawson.com or click on the calendar link in the show notes to schedule your complimentary 30-minute consultation. Oh, one last thing. I can't forget the legal stuff. You know what I'm talking about. The language a lawyers write that I have to read to you. Well, here it goes. This podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only. While I am a rapid transformational therapy practitioner, a certified divorce financial analyst, and a licensed investment advisor, this podcast is not intended as a substitute for a private session or a consultation. Got it? All right. Until next time, wishing you peace and plenty of all good things.